Let me make sure my audio is on the right mic. And it is. All right, and we're recording. Good to go.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, what's up? I'm Chirs Stolle. Welcome to It Had to Be Said. Joining me tonight is Star Wars Canon Library host himself, Mr. Brian Miller.
How's it going, guys?
Normally, we're excited and everything else, and quite honestly, I look forward to shooting off some rants once in a while on this show because that's what this show is for. But right now, I'm just really fucking pissed off. Unfortunately, as of yesterday, which was Wednesday at time of recording here, um, a lone gunman, 19 years old, named Nicholas Cruz, walked into a Florida high school and gunned down 17 people in cold blood. What pisses me off about, I mean, first off, anybody walking into a school and shooting anybody pisses me the fuck off. But what really pisses me off about that in this situation, and there's a lot, and we're going to cover a lot of it today. What really pisses me off is a lot of the people who went to school with this guy described him as a weird kid and a loner, and majority of what I've heard in news reports throughout the day is that most of these kids have said that they all suspected that he would be the type of guy to do exactly what the fuck he did. And not one fucking kid reported that to anybody before this happened. Anybody. Now, maybe I'm taking this a little personally because I've got a son around his age. I've got kids that are in schools, elementary school, but that are in school. I have to worry about this shit every goddamn day. And the fact that this really could have been avoided by somebody speaking up. But in today's society where it's politically incorrect to judge somebody, even if you have a bad feeling, well, I'm going to quote a video I just watched on Facebook, and I'm going to let Brian speak on this. Your fucking snowflake feelings are not more important in my child's life. Your political views and your political correctness are not more important than somebody's kid's life. Yes, I'm putting the blame on you. I'm putting the blame on you for not speaking up. Now, I'm not putting the blame on you about people dying, but this could have been avoided had you just gone to your teacher, gone to your parents, gone to the police. Do what you millennial kids do anyway. Go on social media. Say something to somebody. Instead of a tragedy, we might have had an act of heroism. Brian, why don't you go ahead and start off with how you're feeling about this?
The biggest thing that comes to mind is we've been a country for 200 and some odd years. We've had guns for 200 and some odd years. Mass shootings have been a thing in the last 30 years. It's not a fucking gun problem. It's a fucking human being problem. It's not... I'm not even willing to say, go as far as say that it's all mental illness. It's just the way kids are fucking being raised nowadays. When make it illegal to bust their ass, yep, they're gonna go blow some fucking kids away because they think they're gonna be able to get the fuck away with it. That's the problem. It's not. Yes, it's a mental illness problem. You have to be mentally touched to go into a school and kill 17 kids. That's just that you have to be. But it's not just a mental illness problem. It's a discipline problem on top of everything else. And you can't, because... And what's the first fucking thing that happens every single time we have a school shooting? Democrats jump up on top of their fucking soapbox before the bodies are even fucking cold and start saying we need to fucking control guns. But somehow they magically fucking forget that Chicago, of all places, has the strictest gun laws in the country. Highest murder rate. You know, it's not a fucking gun problem, man. And I don't know what I have to do to get people, even on my friends list, to shut the fuck up about it. You know, at least wait a week. Wait till the kids are in the fucking ground before you start trying to preach what you fucking believe. You know? And then on top of this, check this out also. I was thinking about this earlier. Liberals and Democrats, they're all, oh, we need to ban all guns because a few of them are bad. But God forbid you try to ban all fucking Muslims just because a few of them are bad. Fuck that. Really? Are you fucking serious, man?
Well, that's the hypocrisy. That's the hypocrisy. And you know what? I was going to say that for a little bit farther into the video, but...
Sorry, I can't
right
help
on.
it.
You want to go to that one right away? We'll go to that one right away.
Well, we'll get there.
Guns, like you said, have been around for 200 plus years in this country. People have owned guns, hunted with guns, protected their families with guns, protected their country with guns. We have police officers who patrol the streets with guns. Our president is defended by men and women with guns. Our schools sit with little signs that say gun-free zone.
Shoot
and
here.
If you see somebody with a gun, call a person, i.e. the police, call a person with a gun. Now, here's the biggest thing. You constantly want to push about gun laws, stricter gun laws, stricter gun enforcement. What we need, to go back a little bit on what you said about like how kids aren't being disciplined, the problem is they're not even getting raised right. Yep. They're not learning right from wrong. That's not a mental illness. That is a failure in parenting. And the reason it's a failure in parenting, which is mostly government problem, also parent problem nowadays, but mostly government problem. Like you said, you're not allowed to smack your kid. You're not allowed to discipline your kid. You're not allowed to teach your kid that actions have fucking consequences. Your special ass ain't that fucking special. And that if you act up and you do wrong, you do something morally questionable, you are going to pay the repercussion for that action. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about stricter gun laws. How about this for a stricter gun law? Instead of trying to limit guns of legal people who own guns and have never caused a violent issue whatsoever, why don't we have stricter punishments for those who act violently with a weapon? I don't know, maybe swift justice with the death penalty.
Yeah.
Call me a sadist for this, but eye for an eye. He went in shooting up a whole bunch of innocent kids. Death by firing squad. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved. The end. And then you publicize it. You put it on TV. You put it on social media. You watch this motherfucker die. So other people who have these thoughts in their head see, wait a minute, if I do that, that could be me. There's a fucking thought for you. Instead of trying to prevent the problem by taking away the guns, guess what? Criminals don't give two fucks about your laws. They're going to get the guns anyway. I can go down the street right now and buy a gun.
Yeah.
It won't be legal. I won't be going through any of the processing, but I can go down the street right now and buy a gun.
Yep.
You ain't stopping me from owning a gun if I want to do something criminal and wrong. The only people you are taking the guns out of the hands of are law-abiding citizens that may be the one-armed motherfucker who saves your life in this scenario.
Heroin's illegal. That's a problem. Cocaine's illegal. That's a problem.
Yeah, guess what? Illegally crossing the border, illegal immigration is illegal.
That's a problem.
Drugs are illegal.
Yep.
They're all over the fucking place. Look at how the banning of immigration and the banning of drugs have worked out so far. You think banning guns is going to work? That's all I heard out of the fucking liberal media. Yep. As soon as this, I woke up this morning and this tragedy hit, was, oh, it was an AR-15 and he was, he was mentally ill, and how did this happen? How did he get a gun? We need stricter gun laws that the mentally ill can't get an AR-15 assault rifle.
Yep. I feel like every single morning, Democrats and liberals wake up and check the news to see if a mass shooting has happened or, just any reason whatsoever. And I guarantee it every single time. They see a story, 17 kids killed in elementary school or high school or whatever. The first thing out of their mouth is, fuck yeah, let's do this shit. They're just looking for a reason.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a series of questions here, and I'll answer them myself. Are you a GOP member?
GOP member?
Yeah.
No.
No, neither am I. Are you an NRA member?
No.
You're not a car carrying member? No, neither am I.
No.
Do you own a gun?
Yes.
I used to. In the time that you have
Hang on.
possessed that weapon.
Oh, I'm about to scare every liberal watching this.
Yep. In the time that you have possessed that weapon throughout your life, from the day you brought it home till right now, has that weapon killed anybody?
No.
Has that weapon accidentally gone off?
No.
Has that weapon been pulled out, besides right at this moment, to scare anybody in any way, shape, or form?
No.
It's not a gun problem. It's the person behind the gun.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
I am not endorsed by NRA. We are not endorsed by the GOP. We are simply American citizens who are sick and tired of your political fucking propaganda.
Yep.
And especially when you use tragedy of dead teenagers to push your political agenda.
Yep.
Now let's talk about this Cruz idiot. Now I don't like the fucking make kids famous like we're really that popular, but I don't like to make kids famous who are fucking pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this waste of sperm and eggs here has already mounted a defense where he has confessed to being the gunman of the Florida school shooting. His reason of being is because voices in his head told him to carry out the ambush that left 17 dead. His reasonings for his mental breakdown is because of his loneliness after a breakup with his girlfriend from over a year ago.
And his mom died too in November.
Well, he was an orphan kid. It wasn't even his mom. It was a adoptive parent.
Guess what? My dad died 6 years ago. I didn't go on a murdering spree.
My dad died when I was 6 months old.
Yeah, and did you? I mean, yeah, you didn't go on a murdering spree.
No.
You know, it's no. Some people just don't know how to fucking handle stress. That's the problem.
And guess what? As far as losing a girlfriend a year ago, hey, guess what?
In high
6 years
school?
ago.
Oh, it's
Guess
gonna.
what?
Yeah, get ready.
Yeah, 6 years ago, I got divorced. It turned my life upside down, ripped my children from my home, left me living on the streets with 2 bags of clothes, and that was it, and I had to fight my way back. And now I run an internet podcast company. You know what? Was I bitter? Was I angry? Was I upset? Was I hurt? Absolutely. All the fucking above. Did I act on those emotions in a way that was a retaliation? No. I channeled it and did something with myself. That's the problem. Anger management. I'm not talking about the ones that the fucking judges own that they sentence you to because they get paid for them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about actual anger management. You get pissed off, you go find a way. Make a podcast. Write a song. Write a short story. Play a fucking video game.
Yeah.
Go release your anger in a positive manner.
Yep.
That's the fucking problem. You think you're entitled to harming or ending somebody else's fucking life because you're upset.
And they think they've got it so much worse than other people.
Oh my God.
You know, I mean, seriously, these people think their world is coming to a fucking end. And you know how many times in my life I thought the world was coming to an end? Several fucking times. It's still turning. You know, and believe me, somebody out there is having a worse day than you. I don't give a fuck what it is. Somebody is having a worse day than you.
Hey, let me let you in on a little secret there, my millennial friends, my teenage friends, and my friends that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and above who actually have the same mentality. Let me let you in on a little secret. Science has discovered a long time ago that not only is the Earth round, but the universe does not revolve around you.
Are we going there?
You do not fucking matter in the grand scheme of things. You think your world is ending? That is a small, minute speck in this world. I don't mean shit to this world. Brian does not mean shit to this world. You don't mean shit to this world. We mean something to our very small, select group of people. And that's it.
And another thing, your opinion doesn't matter either.
Oh, that's it.
Nobody's opinion fucking matters. Mine doesn't matter. Yeah, we're telling you our opinion, but we're some of the few that will get on here and tell you our opinion, risking people, berating us and putting us down for it. I don't give a shit. You're not going to change the way I fucking think.
But here's the difference. Here's the major difference, because there's plenty of people on YouTube that will go on and give their liberal agenda, give their liberal point of view. And here's the major difference between us and them, okay? We're not going to stop you from commenting.
Nope.
We're not going to berate you for your point of view. We're not. I welcome it. Give me a debate. Come talk to me. I welcome it. But do that to a liberal site.
Oh, my God. You know how many liberal people have deleted me on Facebook or blocked me? Dozens. You know how many I've deleted or blocked?
Zero. Exactly.
Zero. None. I haven't blocked a single fucking one. First off, because I know they're going to do it for me. What's the point of fucking doing it? But at the same time, in my head, that is automatic grounds. That's automatic evidence that you won the argument. If somebody's willing to walk away from it like that and just say, I don't want to hear your opinion anymore, sometimes it's not opinion. Sometimes it is fucking fact. Well,
see, here's the thing. Here's something you butthurt little snowflakes don't understand. Facts don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Yeah.
They don't give two fucks about your feelings.
You're entitled to your own opinion. I say this a lot. You're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. Fact is fact is fact is fact is fact. Just because you're offended because the fucking sky is blue doesn't mean somebody's going to bend you over and kiss your ass and tell you it's all going to be fucking okay. Learn to fucking deal with it.
That's it. There's no safe spaces on this channel. And
no,
if YouTube wants to close this channel down because of it, guess what? I've got plenty of other names for this company I could bring right the fuck back up.
Yep.
Okay? I will win that fight. I won a fight with MySpace years ago with my band when they tried to censor our fucking album cover, saying it was pornographic when it wasn't. I won that fight. I kept putting the picture up every time they tore it down. They shut down the band's website. I reopened the website. I fought that until they gave up. YouTube, liberal media, whatever, you want to play that game? One thing you don't understand about me is I'm a very tenacious motherfucker, and I've got patience. And I've got plenty of time on my hands. I will more than happily meet you in that battle. But the fact of the matter is this. Well, let's talk about the mental illness of this. Okay. Well, the mental illness of this will lead into the other mental illnesses of this world right now, which will lead us back to the flat earthers, because I know you were thinking that I was going with the Earth is round thing.
Let me at him, Chris.
Oh, give me a minute.
Let him at him. Oh my God.
Why is it in this world that everybody has to be a fucking victim of something? And not only a victim, but nothing is their fault because this, because that, because of mental illness. They've been making up mental illnesses. Do you know that fucking being a video game player is a mental illness now? That you enjoy playing video games is a mental disability. It is. Look it up.
Does that mean I can start parking in? Does that mean I can start parking in a handicap spot? Because I really hate walking across the Walmart parking lot sometimes.
I'm telling you, yeah, because hopefully it means I get to ride the little fucking scooter, the scooter round, the one with the little horn that goes beep beep.
Yep.
No, the fucking video games. Why are we making excuses for everything under the fucking sun? The autism spectrum. Now, I'm not saying autism does not exist.
Right, yeah.
There are extreme cases of autism that you can blatantly see there is a mental disorder or whatever, or learning disability in some way, shape, or form. But the lower end of the autism, I don't believe exists. And I'll explain why. You could fix it with a good ass smacking, or maybe putting them in the corner on timeout once in a fucking while.
Yep.
Discipline your fucking child.
Yep. There's a difference. Now, look, I don't have any kids, right, that I know of.
Do.
But I was raised in a very, I don't want to say old-fashioned way. The way my dad raised me, I got my ass beat. I got my ass beat good. And it wasn't just a fucking hand. It wasn't just a fucking belt. Try having your fucking dad go make you grab the longest piece of Hot Wheels track you fucking own Like seriously, like there was one time I remember this very vividly. I don't remember how old I was, maybe 8 or 9, and we went grocery shopping, and I was being a fucking little shit. I was like, nowadays if I was my kid, I'd beat him half to death. No, I wouldn't beat him half to death, but you get what I'm saying. And I was being a shit. And you fucked up when your dad looked at you and said, "You just wait till we get home. You go ahead and keep acting that way." And I'm like, "Oh fuck." So we get home. And while they're bringing groceries in, I run to my bedroom and I put on every fucking pair of underwear I own under my jeans. Every fucking pair. And my dad, I hear him calling for the other room. "All right, you know what time it is?" And I go in there and he takes his hand and he goes, "Pop, pop, whoa." And realized something wasn't right. It was way too soft. And he realized what I did and I took them all off. And it was double. It was double what it was going to be. Because
and
I
it was
tried
bare ass, wasn't it?
And it was bare ass, and you know what? I fucking learned.
That's
fucking learned.
Well, that's it. My mother was in the Coast Guard until I was 5.5, and I was basically raised by my grandparents because my father died when I was 6 months old. My grandfather, next to his place in the kitchen at the kitchen table, hanging on the little pantry door, was a car fan belt.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't because he was into automotive. 2 times in my life I've been hit with that belt, and I deserved every single time that I got it. Why was it only 2 times? Because I wasn't dumb enough to make it 3. I learned my lesson. I learned that my actions, even if I thought they were right, had repercussions.
Yep. No, and another one, hey kids, just so you know, another one you don't want to do is when your mom and dad spanks you and just that little pat that's just enough to supposed to fucking embarrass you, do not turn around and look them in the eye and say, "That didn't hurt." Because they will fucking make it hurt. And look, spanking your kid isn't about hurting them. It's about embarrassing them. That's what it is. When you get spanked, yeah, it stings for a while, but your pride is hurt more than anything. You're embarrassed. That's what it is.
It's also a preventative measure.
Yeah.
You put the fear of God into your child that if I act up and I act wrong, this is what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I know what the repercussion for my actions is going to be. So when my mother is yelling at me and I turn around and I tell her, "I don't care," and she says, "Just wait till your father gets home."
You care.
Yeah, I know what's coming.
Yep.
And guess what? I know I crossed that line.
Yep.
I deserved it. I have nobody to blame but myself for it. I deserved it.
Yep.
You know, these kids today. I'm not advocating like what your dad did or what my grandfather did was right. That it
was a different time. That was a different time.
It was a different time, and you could definitely argue the point that it was child abuse.
Right.
But a smack on the ass, or God forbid, you grab your child by the arm and put them in the corner, is not child abuse.
Nope.
That is discipline.
Yep.
Don't be scared of your children. You know what? One of the stupidest things I ever said to my mother, when she said she was going to hit me, I said, "Go ahead." I threatened DHS on her. She handed me the house
didn't work.
phone. After smacking me across the face with the house phone, she handed it to me and said, "Call them. By the time they get here, you will already be in the hospital."
Yep.
Guess what? I took that phone with all the muster I had, and I hung it up because I believed her.
Yep. I saw this video on Facebook the other day, and I watched it, and when it was over, I cheered. I fucking cheered. It was these 2 cops walk up to and some people watching this may have seen this video. It was 2 cops walking up to the front door of a house, and they knock on the door, and this woman answers it, and she goes, "Hello, yes, can I help you?" And the cops are like, "Yeah, we got a call about child abuse, and she goes, "I didn't call anybody." And her son pops around the corner, and he's like, "I called him." And the cop's like, "Did your mom hit you?" And he goes, "Yeah, 3 times." And one of the cops kind of takes him away, or he asked the mother, "Well, what's going on?" And she goes, "Yeah, he skipped school and then lied to me about it." And so one of the cops takes the kid like off to the side, and he's like, "She hit you 3 times?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "With what?" And the kid's like, "A belt." "Where at?" "On my butt." "She didn't hit you with anything else, your fist or anything like that, anywhere else?" And he goes, "No." And he's got the belt in his hand, like the mother gave him. The kid gave him the belt, so he tosses the belt back to the mother, and he looks up at the mother and he's like, "Hit him again." And the kid's like, "Wait, what?" And you know what I'm talking about? You see that video?
I've seen the video.
Like,
I think it actually is a clip from like a show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's a clip from a show, but at the same time, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because then the cop starts going off on the kid, and he's like, "Let me tell you something." He goes, "If I'd have threatened to call the police when my parents were going to discipline me, I'd have been picking myself up off the floor. The next time you call the police on your mother for disciplining you, I'm going to turn you over and hit you with my big belt. How does that sound?" And the kid just freaks out and runs back into the house. That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the only fucking way to learn.
It is, and especially now. Look, okay, we talked about the gun issue before, and we'll throw it back in there. People in this country have owned guns for 200 plus years in their home. But we've only had mass shootings for the past 20 years. We've only had issues like this 30 years. Yeah. Okay, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
You notice the decline of discipline to children has caused the rise of violent crimes.
Yep.
There's your fucking statistic. Not guns in the household, but lack of discipline and teaching morals has increased violence within areas that should have been safe spaces.
And don't try this bullshit either where it's fucking video games that are making kids violent and making people violent. Because who the fuck was playing video games back there in the Crusades? Like, really? Are you fucking serious? It's not a video game problem. It's not a gun problem. It's a fucking human being problem. That's what it is. It's a human being problem.
It's because people are being taught by idiots from The View. Oh, let's speak about The View a second.
Oh, God, here.
Okay. Let's speak about The View for a second. I don't remember the fucking idiot's name. The redheaded one with the glasses.
I don't fucking know.
You know, clucky bitch number 2, what they call her. Fucking turns her. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I use a pronoun you don't like? I don't fucking care.
You assumed her. You assumed her gender.
I assumed her gender. Guess what? There's only 2 genders. I don't care. I don't care if you're gay, straight, trans, male, female. There's only 2 genders.
Yeah.
Scientifically, biologically, there are only 2 human genders.
Yeah.
Male, female.
I feel like identifying as an Apache helicopter today.
What you choose to be or what you think you are or what you feel you are is not in question. Biologically, your body was created either male or female. So take your gender fluid shit and take it somewhere else because it does not fly here. That being said, this other waste of sperm and eggs. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what God you pray to. I don't care what church, temple, synagogue, mosque you choose to have your faith in. I don't care if you wear a cross, a Star of David, pentacle, or whatever the case may be. Whatever your faith is your faith. And as long as you live your life as a good person, then I'm fine with whatever you pray to. But this bitch had the nerve on national TV, and why is this acceptable? On national TV to degrade Vice President Mike Pence for being Christian and calling Christianity and his belief in Christianity a mental illness. So, because the man reads the Bible every day and prays with his wife.
So, wait. Well, Muslims read the Quran every day, and they pray to Allah. Does that make that a mental illness?
According to her, no. Just Christianity. Mike Pence is mentally ill because of Christianity, yes.
Yeah,
Christianity is a mental illness.
That's bullshit. That's complete and utter bullshit.
Look, I'm not defending Christianity, although I wear
no, me neither.
My neck. I'm not defending Christianity, but I am defending that man's right to believe what he believes. Just like I will defend a Muslim's right to pray to who he wants to pray to, as long as he's not harming anybody. And he's not pushing his faith on others, forcing it down their throat. I can give a fuck less what he's doing. Okay? That's not mentally ill. People need faith. People need to believe in something bigger than themselves. Again, going back to the situation we're talking about, people seem to think the world and the universe revolves around them. People of faith are different from people of self-centeredness because they believe in something bigger than themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Whether it's ordained by God or Allah or whatever else, they believe that there is something more than just them and their world.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that a bad thing? Why is that mentally ill? Why do we always come up with some fucking excuse
Mm-hmm.
for people's behaviors or actions? Why does it got to be a fucking... This is the victim mentality. Why is there always got to be a victim mentality at everything?
Yep.
Look, you made a fucking decision. You decided to be Christian or Muslim. You decided to be Republican or Democrat. You decided to be a politician, teacher, police officer.
Yep.
Those are your actions. You have nobody to blame for how that turns out in your life but you. It's that simple. It's not a mental illness. It's not a victimhood. It's very simply, you made a decision. This was the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Albert Einstein. People like statistics and facts when you talk about shit. Albert Einstein, for the theory of relativity. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. There's your proof. You're not a victim. You're just a person living life.
Looking for attention. That's the way I look at it. Anybody who's victimizing themselves is just looking for attention.
And quite honestly, I'll put it to you straight and simple. For all you people out there always playing the victim to shit. Oh, it's because of my skin color. Oh, it's because of my sexuality. Oh, it's because of this, or oh, it's because of that. Not only are you a weak fucking human being because you can't accept responsibility for your own actions, but you are literally demeaning the phrases and terms for people who are actually victims of something, like rape victims or abuse victims, or like these kids that just got shot up in a school. You're demeaning what they went through, the real victims.
Yep.
Because your feelings got hurt and you don't want to accept responsibility for your own actions, your own decisions. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. And why do we have all this victimhood and this mentality? Because we have idiot celebrities telling us how to live. We have Oprah Winfrey telling us that all old white people need to die. We have some idiot rapper who can't even speak in words that belong in the English language telling us that the world is flat. Here you go, Brian. This is your segue. Lay into the flat earthers.
If the world was flat, the cats would have pushed everything off of it by now. Are you fucking stupid? Like, who was it? It was Elon Musk. I think it was just last week. Decided to troll flat earthers. And he tweeted to them and said, "Why is there no flat Mars society?" And they tweeted back and they're like, "We're glad you asked, Mr. Musk. Well, Mars has been observed to be round." Okay, so the solar system goes ball, ball, disc, ball, 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 ball. And we just happen to be on the fucking flat one. You know what else, flat earthers? You've also put a tweet out that said we have got, followers all around the globe. They put out a tweet that said the flat earthers have followers all around the globe. Yeah. You're welcome. I didn't know if they realized that yet or not, but
my favorite one was again that rapper. I can't remember his name, but he actually put out a tweet. I have my proof that the Earth is flat because when I look at the horizon, it doesn't curve.
When a single flat earther, when a single one takes me to the beach with a telescope and can show me the opposite shore of another continent with that telescope, because supposedly with telescopes you can see into space, right? So you should be able to see the continent over there. I'll fucking believe you. I will buy into your bullshit. I will buy into it fucking hook, line, and sinker. But until that day comes, fuck, I'll even pay for us to go to the beach so you can fucking show me.
That's it.
And then these people saying, the ISS isn't fucking real and it's all... Okay, now look. Chris, I know you're going to fucking say some shit about this. Because I know you and I aren't going to see eye to eye on this part.
We'll see.
Well, no, I know. I already know. Because of some comments that were made on Facebook after I shared something.
Okay.
I know from experience, from being in the military, the moon landing never happened when they said it happened. We did go to the moon, just not when we said we did. We ended up going, and there was a reason we didn't go back. People are going to start thinking I'm fucking crazy at this point. I don't give a fuck, because I've seen documentation. So this whole moon landing thing with Neil Armstrong, I don't buy into all of that. There's too much that fucking just defies physics on the moon for some reason. But anyway, the ISS is a real fucking thing, whether you like it or not. It's not somebody floating on fucking cables. I watched a video the other day of somebody talking about it, and they're like, look at this, all the green screen and all this shit, this is at NASA, and I looked at it, and it was them shooting Revenge of the Sith. Like, that's literally what it was. You could see Ewan McGregor and fucking Hayden Christensen in the background. You could see them. And they're saying, this is at NASA. This is how you know the ISS is fake. Really? Really? No. No, it's not. Look, the world is fucking... It's a ball. Okay? Oh, gravity. Gravity doesn't exist. You know what? Let's take a ride up to the top of the grain elevator I work at, and we'll see if gravity exists.
I hate to bring some pain into it. Some pain in your heart to it, but let's ask one of your coworkers.
Yeah? Well, yeah, gravity exists. Mm-hmm. It does. And it can be a bitch. Look, I saw a video on YouTube, too, explaining that if the Earth was flat, how gravity would work. If gravity isn't fucking real, what's holding you to the disc? You dumb motherfuckers, go crawl back onto your fucking cousin. Like, there was
stuff
a video...
like this. Stuff like this just makes me wish Tide would come out with some different flavors. Tide Pods.
Like, cyanide would be a good one.
Oh, no. I'm talking cherry and grape flavored Tide Pods with no warning labels. Let the problem solve its fucking self.
I can't get over... And you want to know what started the whole flat Earth thing? I can tell you exactly where it started. Why everybody believes that it's fake. It was not even the map. Which, by the way, the atlas is wrong. If you look at an actual world map, all the continents are different sizes because it's flattened out and it's okay. But anyway, some people don't fucking know that.
Right? No, I know that. But a particular drawing of a particular map supposedly is your proof beyond shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
That a map.
A hand-drawn map is
more
proof
isn't a map.
than a photograph.
I know this isn't a map, but a map is proof that the world is flat. Because the map is flat. Because the way the map is drawn is flat. So, that's your proof.
I have a globe, and the way it's drawn makes it round. But anyway... I know where it all started. Somebody was watching the moon one day, and you can seriously go on YouTube today and find these videos. Somebody was looking at the moon through a telescope several years ago, and they kept seeing these weird, distortion lines, almost like the moon's a hologram. One motherfucker saw that and started running with, everything's a simulation, everything's a hologram, the moon doesn't actually go around the Earth, and the Earth doesn't actually go around the sun, and... everything you know is a lie. It's all flat. I shit you not. That's where it started. You know where the heat distortion came from? Seriously? Gas pockets in the atmosphere. Fucking proven. Nitrogen pockets that are not mixing will cause the light distortion like that. And it's fucking bullshit.
Look, if this whole entire world is a simulation, these people still need to be unplugged from the Matrix.
Jesus Christ.
Because they're serving no purpose.
Jesus Christ. Well, the whole point of the Matrix was for the human body to be a battery for the machines, right? Unplug those motherfuckers. The batteries are dead.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Flat Earth, man, of all the fucking things to try to push on people, flat earthers. Really?
That's how much we recess. I mean, we could sit here, we could talk about gun violence, which has been an argument for a very long time. We could talk about race relations and the division that's been going on, which is setting us back 50, 200, 100 years.
Progressives trying to progress us are putting us back.
Are pushing us back. Race relations are at an all-time worst. They want to blame President Trump. It's not Trump.
No, it was
it's
Obama.
Your own stupidity.
Obama.
I'm not even gonna blame Obama.
I know.
I'm gonna blame people that are fucking pissed off.
The race thing really wasn't that big of a deal until half of the country didn't vote for Obama. Think about it. Go back. The racism thing wasn't a problem until 2008.
Right.
It really wasn't. And now all of a fucking sudden, it got so much worse over those 8 years, and now it's not a problem. Racism is not a problem. It exists. There are racists in this country, but not every single fucking person that voted for Trump is a goddamn racist.
Well, I'll go that much further. Let me break your minds for a minute here. I'm going to play a little white supremacist here.
Oh, here we go.
I am. I'm going to play a little white supremacist. Not because I'm going to be white supremacist or that I believe in white supremacy. Fuck the KKK. Okay? And being a German descent, fuck the word Nazi.
Yep.
Because to me, using the word Nazi is like going to a black man and using the N-word. Mm-hmm. That's what Nazi means to me. Okay? Derogatory term. I don't use it as a term of endearment. I will not call somebody it unless they are acting actually as a Nazi, which, by the way, we're socialist Democrats. Just letting you know. I'm going to get white supremacists here in this fact, and this is an actual fact. I don't give a fuck what your fucking college idiot fucking professors
your
tell you.
Your liberal arts professor.
Your liberal
gender
arts
studies
professor tell you. Your gender studies professor tells you. You can be non-white. As far as, like, you could be Hispanic, you could be black, you could be Asian, and you could still be a fucking racist. It is not exclusive to the white race.
Yep.
Okay? When you were sitting there and popping off phrases like white privilege and Nazi
cracker
at anybody, cracker, at any honky, at anybody
Yankee.
Who has white skin, that is a racist comment.
Yep.
You are the definition of racism is to disparage or ignore somebody due to their religion, their ethnicity, their orientation in one way, shape, or form. Yep. That is the definition of racism. Nowhere does it say if you are disparaging against a black gay guy or a Hispanic trans girl or whatever, purple and polka dotted freaking guy from Mars. That nowhere does it say that racism only exists if the white person talks about these other races disparagingly. It says if anybody does it to anybody for these reasons, that is racism. If you're right now saying this white boy don't know what the fuck he's talking about, you're a racist.
Yep.
I know, I'm hurting your feelings, but again, truth don't give a fuck about your feelings, and I don't either.
No.
I'm tired of being the evil man because I'm a white American-born male who works 9 to 5 every fucking day of my life.
Yep.
And gets nothing. That is my privilege. I get nothing. I get no food stamps. I get no fucking government assistance. Yep. There's no NAACP for me. That's my white privilege. I'm white. I'm supposed to be able to take care of all of it myself. That's the way the world thinks.
Yep.
Okay? Now, I'm not making these comments because, fuck black people or fuck Hispanic people. I'm making these comments because this truth needs to be spread back out so people get it back in their heads. I'm no better or worse than anybody else just because of skin color. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Your skin color doesn't make you better than me either.
Yep.
That's the God's honest truth.
Yep.
Oh my God! I told you we weren't going to stay on topic,
I know. It's all right.
but it's been happening for a while. It needed to come out. I've been building this shit up for a while. There's plenty more I could be talking about. I could be talking about the unfriending I told you about earlier.
God.
Kind of deals in with the whole racial thing that we're talking about here. But again, goes back to the victimhood mentality.
Yep.
Let's stay on racism a minute. The racism in this country. The white man is to blame for everything under the sun that the black man has suffered. Oppression is real. Oppression is not real. Oppression was real.
Mm-hmm.
I will never take away the greatness of Martin Luther King and what he achieved to end the separation of the races in society. I will never, for once, make an excuse for what black people had to go through during the days of slavery. I will never, ever turn around and say that that was false, or that they didn't happen, or that people don't have a right to be upset about that. With that being said, slavery was over 200 years ago. It ended with the Civil War, which, by the way, Republicans in the North fought for and died for your freedom.
Yep.
And Republicans voted for you to be freed.
Yep.
Not Democrats. That's a fact. Now, 1962, a Republican black reverend. Hey, sorry to break your heart, but Martin Luther King Jr. was a Republican.
Yep.
Ended apartheid with the civil rights movement. Ended it. He was shot for his efforts by a liberal. Again, look these up. These are fact. These are public knowledge. Today, ain't nobody alive, well, barely anybody alive who even remembers the time of JFK. Mm-hmm. They weren't alive for it, which means today, nobody has owned a slave, nobody has oppressed anybody, nobody is fucking oppressed. The problem is you want to hold on to what your grandparents or your great-grandparents told you about back in the day, and you want to use that to further yourself by getting free shit. It does not happen. You don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. The only people who deserve what they get are the people that go out and work for it.
Yep.
Plain and fucking simple. Race ain't got nothing to do with it. I know plenty of black people that were born in piss-poor conditions and situations that fought their way out of the ghetto, fought their way out of bad situations, became doctors and lawyers and millionaires, and fucking live in the nicest fucking neighborhoods and drive the greatest fucking cars, never once had a run-in with the police. But I know you guys will call them Uncle Toms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not Uncle Toms. It's just the fact that they turned around and said, instead of playing the victim mentality, I'm going to get myself out of my situation, and I'm going to better myself.
Yep.
And that's the simple fact. Stop blaming me for your inability to stand up, dust yourself off, and make something of yourself.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Am I wrong in that?
No, you're completely right. And it's... We believe it or not, we live in a world where skin color does not fucking matter anymore. It doesn't. I mean, look, I'm from Arkansas. All right? Like, I'm from the South. I don't see skin color. I don't. I don't. Like, I don't get why we have to even label people by their color. They're fucking people. They're human beings. Mm-hmm. You know, like, why do we have to say black Americans? Why do we have to say African Americans? You know, like, why do we even have to say that? They're Americans. Why?
Why's it got to be a race? As far as I know, the only race is the human being.
That's the human race.
Yeah, the human race. Human being.
The human race. That's, like, apparently nobody knows how the goddamn species tree works, because race, for us, is human. Human race. To be a racist, you have to hate a different race. I don't like
Look.
elephants. I'm a fucking racist.
Look, to all you people out there that want to talk about, like, Africans are the purest species of human being or whatever the case may be, understand something. There's no difference between an African and a Germanic person,
Nope.
except for skin color, and that's because of location throughout the years, surviving. You survived in adaptation. You survived in a warmer climate that took a lot more sun than my ancestors did.
Yep.
That's why our skin color is different, but that's why our internal organs, our bones, our blood are the exact fucking same.
Yep. Hey, you want to know something? I guarantee all these, since they want to stick with their labels, I'm going to stick with them. I guarantee that there are black people somewhere on this planet who hate white people so goddamn much, but if they needed a heart transplant, you don't know what color the person was that heart came out of.
No, that's it. You're absolutely right.
You don't. You know, and, well, when you find out it was a white guy, you're going to fucking rip it out of your chest like, Kalima! No!
Well, that's it. Say somebody's going in for kidney dialysis, and I'm on the donor list, and I have a perfect match kidney for you, and you're a black racist.
Yep.
And then, of course, that's one of those situations where I don't have to die to be able to give you a kidney, okay?
Right, yeah. To me, that's a
one
win-win
day
situation.
you get to meet the person who saved your life, and it's me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Or vice versa. It could be the opposite way around.
Yep.
Say I'm a racist white guy. I don't want any blacks or things like that around me, and I get a kidney from a black guy, and I meet that black guy one day.
Yep.
What am I supposed to do? Like, oh, take this fucking out of me? It's inferior? Fuck no. Thank you for saving my life.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, we are now literally brothers.
Yep.
We share the same fucking flesh now.
Look, the way I look at it is if there's somebody on the table, if it's a white guy, and he's like, I only want a kidney from a white guy, and then he dies before he gets that kidney because there was a perfectly good kidney from a black man there, that's a win in my book. You got one less racist on the fucking planet. He didn't deserve to fucking live anyway.
That's the one thing I'll slightly agree with Oprah Winfrey on. She said old white racists need to die. I don't agree with that, but I do agree that all racists need to die.
Yeah.
Because it needs to end. There's no reason for it anymore in this world.
Yep.
There's no reason for anybody to feel like they're oppressed. There's no reason for people to feel like they're being, I hate to use the term, but victimized because of their skin color. Yeah. There's no reason to point the fingers at anybody for racism, except for the very select few in all groups that are racist. Those are the motherfuckers that need to die, and let the rest of us live our lives the way we want to live.
Yep.
Brian, where can they find you if they want to talk to you? Which I'm sure right now, if they watch this video, they
probably don't want to talk to me at all. Yeah. No. You guys can find me right here on It Had to Be Said whenever Chris decides he finds something that needs something said about. You guys can also find me on my YouTube channel, the Star Wars Canon Library, where we keep all the canon in chronological order for you guys. Make sure to visit the website, www.starwarscanonlibrary.com, if you're a Star Wars fan and you're reading the canon. If not, then just disregard everything I'm saying. Make sure to check out the Facebook page. Give us a thumbs up there. We're over 1,000 likes now finally, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, let me correct 2 points here about It Had to Be Said. Number one, yeah, I started It Had to Be Said. It was something I started outside of Realm of the Mist, because Realm of the Mist was an entertainment company. Originally, it did not have the Realm of the Mist logo on it, and it was because I knew I was getting political, and I wanted Realm of the Mist to be separate from it. Well, shit happens. It wound up under the umbrella. But it was originally just me, until Brian and Christina and a couple others wanted to be involved and have their opinions heard, too. It isn't so much about when I decide that
that's true.
Said. Yeah. Anybody in Realm of the Mist can use It Had to Be Said to come on and do a show if they've got something they need to say. Okay? And it's not exclusive to Republican point of view or conservative point of view either. We do have liberal-minded people in Realm of the Mist, and if they got something to say, or if they want to even give a rebuttal to what we said, feel free.
Yeah.
Feel free.
We actually need to do like a we need to do a big call with a couple of liberals and a couple of conservatives and actually have a conversation. Because we're actually the kind of people, to a degree, where feelings won't get hurt. We still work together. We still record videos. We don't have a problem with each other. Because, I mean, I have the mentality, I don't care what your opinion is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I care about your opinion, but I don't care what your opinion is. You're still a human being. You know what I mean? I'm still going to work with you. Yeah. So we need to actually have a fucking debate on here.
Well, that's it. We need to have a debate, but I think it needs to serve a grander purpose than just let's have 2 points of view.
Right.
I think it needs to serve a purpose that the people that watch that debate see that at the end of the day we can still be friends.
Yeah.
And that maybe we work to some form of compromise or agreement.
Yep.
Even within our separate aisle point of view. I would love for that to happen. Yep. But as far as the infrequency of it had to be said, trust me, I put a lot of constraint in the videos I put out of it had to be said. I wait until shit builds up, because if I were to do this show the way it was designed to be, I'd be recording a video 3-4 times a fucking day.
Yeah.
Okay? There's so much shit in this world that pisses me off, that makes me feel like it has to be said. That if I acted on that impulse, I would never leave this chair in front of this camera.
Mm-hmm.
I would never leave it. I would never be able to do Breaking the Fourth Wall, or War of the Stars, or Journal of the Jedi, or my job, my actual job, the job that pays the bills. Because I'll be sitting here bitching about everything under the sun I see on the news, everything I read in the newspapers, everything I see on social media, everything I see outside my fucking window. Trust me, this world is fucked. You people need your fucking heads examined.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you can find me on realmofthemyth.com and the Realm of the Myth YouTube channel. And, of course, I'm putting up a video right now. Well, it's exporting right now. Of the next in the chain of the retro games from Nintendo and Super Nintendo, which is Final Fantasy. The original 8-bit Nintendo Final Fantasy. Video number 3 is exporting and going up tonight. Followed by It Had to Be Said. So, guys, thanks for letting us get it off our chest. I'm sorry if we offended anybody.
I'm not.
I'm sorry if you took offense to it. I don't care. I don't care that to the point that my opinion will change. But I want you to maybe take something away from this. Mm-hmm. But either way you look at it, it had to be said.
Yep.
Good night.